Hello there everybody, welcome to Nogard's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making barbecue ribs. To make barbecue ribs, first we have to make the sauce to marinate the ribs. To make the sauce we're going to be using ketchup, mustard, Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, white vinegar, salt, and pepper. So let's get started. First we're going to add a cup and a half of ketchup, a tablespoon of mustard, half a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, half a tablespoon of soy sauce, and 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. We mix everything well, and we add pepper, plentiful pepper, you want it to be well seasoned, and some salt. We mix it again, and as always, we taste it. We want it to have the sweetness of the ketchup and also have the acid of the white vinegar and the mustard. The Worcestershire sauce and the soy sauce are just the flavor, and you don't want it to be too acid or too sweet, so that's why we add the salt. Now for the next part, we have to marinate our barbecue ribs. Our ribs. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna fill these with our mixture and put them on the side. That way they start marinating and getting the flavor from our sauce. Because that's what barbecue ribs are. They're real saucy. And here we have our secret ingredient. It's a bit of Coke. What we're gonna do, so we don't waste any ketchup, we're gonna put a little bit of Coke inside the container of the ketchup. Make sure not to spill. Then cover the hole and mix it. Careful, for sure it's gonna build up. There we go. And with this, we're gonna make our extra sauce so our ribs don't dry up. We're doing half the recipe, so we're adding half a tablespoon of mustard, 1/4 of a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and 1 tablespoon of vinegar. We mix this, pepper, and salt, and 1/4 of a tablespoon of soy sauce. Taste it. See, there's not too much of something else. If not, balance it out. And there we have it. This is what we're gonna use to keep our ribs juicy. And we add a bit more Coke. The reason we use Coke is when it cooks, it's gonna be like caramel. It's gonna give it a nice color, and it's gonna give it some sweet caramelly tones. Okay, here we have our ribs. They've been marinating for 2 hours in the refrigerator. And here we have our sauce, our extra sauce. It's also been in the refrigerator. Now what we're gonna do is grab as big as a pan as you can get and start heating up some oil to start searing and cooking the ribs. Okay, so now that our oil is hot and ready, we're gonna start putting all our ribs onto the heat. We wanna have medium to high heat. There we go, that's better light. Try to get all the sauce that you can on your ribs. That way they don't dry up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna sear the ribs. Okay, all the ribs are on there, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna flip them and sear every side of the ribs in order to keep the juice inside. Okay, so now that our ribs are ready, we're gonna start searing them. So start flipping them around. Make sure that they don't cook as much, just sear the edges of every rib. Okay, now that half an hour has gone by, we check our ribs. So now what we do is, the sauce is still a little liquidy. We want it to be denser. So we're gonna take off the lid, we're gonna mix them, and we're gonna let the sauce get dense. So we turn up the heat again, and we just let them cook. Once the sauce is nice and dense, what we're going to do is, we have here the extra sauce we made that with everything that was left and the Coke. I added a bit of hot sauce to it. I added around a tablespoon of hot sauce. I like the spicy flavor. Once it's dense, we're going to add that, and we're going to let them cook a while longer. Okay, it has been 5 minutes, and as you can see, our sauce is quite dense. It separates. So now we are going to add the rest of our sauce. There we go. Get everything in there. We're going to do this on high heat because we want it to also get dense. We want all the water to evaporate from the sauce. Mix them, make sure they're all bathing inside the sauce. That's what gives them the flavor. Now we just let them cook at high heat. Finally, once the sauce has densed up again, what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 tablespoons of honey. There we go. What the honey is going to do is it's going to give it that sweet taste that we're missing. So we mix them. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lower the heat. We're going to cover them. The reason is the honey will burn, and we don't want the honey to burn. We just want it to integrate into the sauce. So we let it cook for around 10 minutes. And that they should be done. Okay, we mix them one last time. It's been 10 minutes, and we have here the ribs. As you can see, the sauce is dark and dense. This is what we want. So what we do is we turn it off, and when you let them rest for about 5 to 10 minutes, so the juice stays inside and they stay flavorful. And that's how you make barbecue ribs. So leave a like down below and subscribe. And leave a comment of any other recipe you would like me to try.